you can just grow a tremendous amount of food in a pretty small space. It's amazing how much produce comes out of a well-tended, smaller garden. I think that if you look nationally, corporations are really realizing that there's a tremendous value in having a garden. The impact that it has on the wellness and both mental and physical of the company, there's a great benefit to be found there. My name is Joel Chesebro. I'm corporate chef for Sub-Zero and Wolf, and I also manage the Harvest Haven garden that we have here. So we bought this land out in Fitchburg just to expand our manufacturing facility, and this whole piece of land was farmland, and we kept this one part just as an organic garden. What we want to give people here with the garden, the reason that we have it, is not only allow them to experience it by the things that we create here, but also to actually go out and be in it. And it's an amazing experience for folks. I get out there a fair amount, and I'll do a little bit of everything every year. I like to be involved in that regard. I like to get my hands dirty. There are times when I'll literally grab a shovel and walk down the hill, sometimes with a wagon, put a bunch of produce in, come back and cook. You know, if you work a 9-to-5 job, you don't really interact as much with the seasons as if you're dealing with a garden. You know, it's cold in the winter, it's hot in the summer, maybe you have to put a coat on, but with the garden, it's very specific to the different times of the year. The West EF Baki Center is a training facility. We bring in primarily kitchen designers, architects, obviously appliance dealers, and they attend a 4-day-long training specifically focused around our product. Probably the total number of people that actually come into the center in a year right now is probably about 2,500 people. And I try to make sure that they all get at least a little taste of something from the garden when they come in. You know, some sort of a flavor experience, even if it is February. I get to take groups down there and tour them through and look at all the unique different vegetables that we have. And then, you know, a lot of times will go right from that tour into a dining experience where we are featuring an heirloom tomato platter, and they've gotten to see the tomatoes in the garden, and that's one of the first courses that will come out. That's an amazing, unique experience, and I love to see and experience that with people time and time again. 65–70% of the produce that we utilize comes from the garden, and we're just getting better and better all the time at doing that. Really letting the garden drive the menu planning is something that over the last couple of years we've just learned more and more how to incorporate. The single most important thing that you can do is to either grow some things yourself or get to know some people who are growing and selling produce. It doesn't take a lot to raise produce at home. I mean, the garden we have is 2 acres, and it's over probably 2,500 people that get to enjoy something from that every year. You're gonna start out with something as small as a patio, like a pot in your patio with a tomato plant, and you'll be amazed. And that's something that the garden really does teach you, is that you know, if you can let that quality produce drive what you make, rather than, you know, you go and open a book and read a recipe and then have to go to the store and purchase the ingredients. You know, if you start with the ingredients, a lot of times the result's a lot better. If you look for one sort of lesson the garden has to teach us, it just be to learn how to nurture things. You know, you have to put so much into the garden. You know, here at Sub-Zero, at the end of the day, we make refrigerators, but our value is fresh food. And I think the garden is a succinct example of that value.